Riftwatchers. We got Salt Game. What's up, William? Which Riftwatchers card release today are you most excited for? Can I pull this up, gang?
Yeah, do your thing. Walkingkeys has been hard at work.
Yeah, trying to make it go through and provide value to you guys. See what we can do here.
We're having a good time.
We are, dude. I'm having a great time. I am jacked up on this Mountain Dew. I'm not gonna lie. All right, can you see my screen here? Mm-hmm. All right, first of all, let's go through. These are all the cards that I could find that we have access to right now. So, sure, this is the promo card, Gank. What do you think with this one? This is a pretty powerful card. Let's be honest.
It's a good looking card. That is a good looking card. You're looking at tank healing. You're looking at protection from blast and reflect, and it resurrects. So I mean, you're looking at a pretty nice spot, a pretty nice dragon card for that second slot there, or in the fifth slot if you're thinking you're going to get a rear attack. With blast situation.
And a lot of dragon or a couple of dragon summoners have +1 magic. So, it depends who you play it with. I mean, that could be a pretty powerful card.
+1 magic is one of those beta promo cards, I believe.
Oh.
I can't think of the second one, but
yeah.
But yeah, that's it's definitely going to be a big card.
So moving in to the next one here, this is the a water collar, and it gets that stun, and it has 3 magic with 5 mana. I mean, that's pretty powerful. I mean, that's obviously maxed, but even early on, level 3, you get 2 magic. But stun, I mean, that's pretty good.
5, yeah. It's 7 health at max. Good for reverse speed. It's got a low speed level. Yeah, I mean that's all those blast cards are definitely have found a pretty significant spot in the meta. You see them popping up pretty often.
Yeah, and I like that legendary one that has it on
the
right now.
Colors.
Yeah. All right, how about the Sude Shaman?
It's a pretty interesting art there.
Yeah, I like
Can't
that.
even understand what's going on there. It's like
he's holding his mask, and he's like a warthog.
Okay, yeah, small head and like a head on his shoulder.
Axe, yeah. And he just finished eating a cat.
I honestly it looks like it says Sunday Shaman to me. I might just start calling it Sunday Shaman.
I mean, you could do that. I mean, everyone has the right to be wrong.
I'm such a fan of ice cream that my brain just sees Sunday.
This don't forget about this whole thing here. You got to take a day off there.
I mean, these cards are special, right? Like these cards are very underutilized in general. The ones that skip a turn and then do triple damage. It looks like they that second one is like double damage on 10 mana or bigger.
Yeah, and that's giant killers. So that means that
it can do like 18.
2, so that's 6 times 2. You do the math. 18?
3 times 3.
Yeah,
because it's three magic. Actually, it's going to be 4 if you use the +1 magic from the green deck.
Yeah, with
so you're looking at 12, and so it'll do 24 damage.
Oh, jeez.
On 10 mana higher, and if it's 10 mana with void, it'll still do 12 damage. So I mean, that's gonna wax that might make it worth having it in the back row, second and back row.
Yeah.
and it's
And
got
that's a good one
rust.
to play with. You know, that one. I forget what it's called, but it
That blue
attracts all
one, the water
no,
one.
where play it with someone that attracts all the attention for a while.
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
get through a couple rounds.
yeah, exactly. But no, I was saying to use it against the water. There's
Oh.
one on the water that I'm always playing against, and I have to check its mana right now because I want to make sure that it's a 10. But it's definitely something that I've run into a lot.
I mean, those giant killers are really going to start playing a role in this next deck right here. It's exciting.
No, wave broad is only 8.
How about this one here? The Night Ghoul. Just the art on this is just sick. Absolutely sick.
I'm registering what's going on here. Rage, and this is pretty cool. I mean, it only takes, it has force field, so it only takes 1 damage on attacks of 5 or higher, which, in a spot where you're using an 11 mana card, is you're more likely to be facing some bigger battlers. And it's also a good point to make out that four level attacks, like 4 magic, 4 arrow, 4 melee, have definitely become like that sweet spot of staying underneath that force field and still inflicting a lot of damage to get through those types of players. So that's an interesting card, though. It's a pretty looking card, and I think on Rage you're going to see those stats go crazy, like 9 and 6 or 9 and 7, 9 and 6.
And one thing that I think is pretty cool too, even a level 1, level 2, like, you don't have to have this leveled up for this to be a player. This is instantly going to be used a lot, I bet.
Yeah. I mean, look at level 1, right? 10 life, 4 armor, 4 attack, and rage. I mean,
and that's a mon. I mean, that's
bot heaven right there.
Yeah.
But
they get the same thing.
Yeah, but I mean, now that all the leagues are separated, it doesn't matter as much. So
yeah, but still, that's a hell of a card.
The hell of a 1 mana card, or one BCX card.
All right, let's move it on to Tinderlock. This card looks pretty cool with that techno magic. What is it? Magic techno? I don't know what they say, but it's pretty dope.
Silence?
No, like magic punk. It's like steampunk, but with magic. I don't know.
Oh, magic punk.
Technomancer. Something like that. I don't know. You all can fill me in on the lore, but this card looks cool.
Sounds good.
But do you I mean, it comes maxed out with some insane buffs, but it really does play strong to play in that last position
And can shoot from the front position. So I mean, with having last stand, I mean that puts it up to 6, or if you have a Jotun on it, it's going to take it up to an 8 arrow. And higher speed. I mean, that's going to become a little bit of a force.
Yeah. Hey, Bagman, I got these from the eye candy in the Discord.
That's going to slide into the meta almost for sure.
Yeah, and especially the silence too. I mean, that really helps fire be effective. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and now this is a 10 mana card, so I mean, I'm talking about being in the meta for 45, 50, 60 mana battles and higher.
Yeah.
But it's still that's a card that, that's a pretty boss card right there.
Yeah. And they did say that the mana caps are going to raise for kind of all the leagues too, so. Now, Corsair Bosun, pretty pretty flashy looking guy here, but I think he fits the style of life. I think it's pretty cool, man. But 10 mana, 6 melee, 3 speed, 5 shield, 9 health at max level. And it's got, what is this? Cleanse? Is that what that one is? And so reach.
Cleanse, yep.
That shield and that cleanse or whatever. I forget what the new one is.
It's that blast from the block or from reflect or from thorns.
I don't remember the name.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure either.
But I mean, again, this at level 1, this is still a pretty beast card for. I mean, obviously it's 10 mana, it should be beast, but I mean it's a great backup, you know, especially for those all melee battles to put that kind of power at reach. I mean, that's pretty strong.
Yeah, it's this card doesn't seem like it's. I don't know. It might work really well with the legendary summoner.
Or what's the one?
The legendary summoner where it goes to the armor first.
Yeah, the fly. He flies and.
You're talking about the tank, the self-healing tank.
Yeah, put him behind that. Yeah, put him behind that, man.
I mean,
that might be a solid matchup, like a 1-2 punch. Then you can have some support behind that. I mean, I don't know. Could be pretty strong. I like it. It's not my favorite, but I like it. Thanks. Fernhardt. I mean, to be honest, the art is ridiculous, dude.
The art is so leveled up from Chaos Legion.
And the green deck has just some of the best art, I think, man.
Yeah, green deck's my favorite deck.
So this is a summoner. And we have all the summoners coming up, but this is a +1 and what allows the
front row
to play in any position. Yep.
So that's actually a pretty interesting one. And they were saying that front row archer isn't that great of a summoner buff, so they added the +1 health as well, which kind of is in line with the earth, the love and the earth.
They do that a lot.
The life, the life, the love, the earth.
Yeah, that's what Gank plays that a lot.
It's the tree hugging Splinter.
So we'll switch here. So we have all of them. So they're all on here. And perfectly spaced so we don't cover it up. I like that. All right, so just run through. We have Dolan with Cripple, right? That's the death. And these are the rare summoners, by the way. Aquatus with, what is that, Backfire? Is that what that is?
Looks like Luthien in the top right. Shout out to Luthien.
Is that Ilthane?
I see Luthien.
That's Luthien in Pig Latin. Ilthane.
That's how I speak.
Yeah, it's Gank Latin. +1 speed, and then what is that one?
That's Arrow Reflect.
Yeah.
So.
And which is interesting because the +1 arrow on what's his name that we have now as the summoner, the rare summoner for Chaos Legion, Sloan. You know, so it's a pretty strong archer deck. So this is interesting that it
well, and that's kind of a retaliation too against the people, using maybe that
same deck.
That deck, exactly. It's a counter.
Yeah, it's just it's an interesting like dichotomy.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yep.
And so, it's just pretty cool. So Thispa, which pretty freaking awesome. Now that I see that she's an archer, that's pretty cool. And she's got phase. Yeah, she's an archer and she's shooting some type of bolt of something.
I mean, it's cool art, even
And
not
she's
being
like
able
a
to tell what.
snake.
Oh, I see.
And then she's got a little bra there just to cover up, obviously, because you
That's
want to
how,
show as much skin as possible when you're going into
because
battle.
that's how snake archers are born.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, anyone that didn't read lore, then go back. And then she has the skull of a dragon as her helmet, which is exactly what I would do if I killed a dragon.
It's pretty badass.
Pretty badass.
2 days and 15 hours until Riftwatcher's pre-sale launches, by the way.
Thank you. And she is not worried at all about mosquitoes or anything.
She's having a good time.
She's having a good time. So, I mean, that's not the most, exciting summoner, but I definitely see some uses for it. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I think that with higher speed cards, like especially up front, phase is a really good attribute. I use the Void Dragon up front there all the time.
And it definitely adds a whole new dimension to how you build your dragon deck. I mean, it's pretty interesting. It's pretty cool.
it's nice. Like every level of summoners and every level of additions as they come out, kind of evolves the game and creates a more counters to what's out there. I think that's really an important part of the game, is to, if you understand what your opponents are going to be doing, you should have some of multiple ways of concocting plays that are going to beat that. Like if you can really spot on read what's about to happen, like you shouldn't be able to like still lose most of the time. There should be ways for you to like counter that and create a winning strategy.
That's sick right there. So Thispa played with the fire deck and used Grum with the reverse speed. I mean, dude, that's sick.
I've been using Grum on reverse speed.
Every time.
Well, no, but
that's a dope question there, G5.
With the Kid Yuff, because it pierces, so it makes it a piercing, so that like it goes
through everything.
Exactly. So
and then that really helps. Yeah, I like doing that too. But my Kid Yuff, I'm still working on leveling that one up. Skargor, the fire summoner, got rage on it. Pretty cool looking art too.
Yeah, all these are pretty cool. That even the top right one, I don't even know what he's doing with those circles and stuff, but it's the depth of these cards, the detail, the shadows. I mean, that top left one is probably my favorite. I think the contrast with the black and the green is pretty tight.
And they're not just like, in the beginning, the alpha, beta, even Untamed to a degree, a lot of them are just art created for these cards, but this art, they have like, they're attached to different races, they come from different areas, they have
so much lore and depth to them.
They play different roles. So I think the whole universe is expanding, and it's pretty awesome, man. It's pretty freaking. I like the death one too, but I mean, Fernheart, I like that one too. But let's talk about. Do you think? What do you think about that one? Do you think it's Skargor is one of my is one that I'm least excited about to test out?
I mean, that's rage is a very powerful thing.
I mean, that's true on so many levels, Gank.
Yeah, I mean, if with high speed monsters with rage, and you turn a 7 into an 11 or 12 speed, you know, it becomes pretty tough to hit, you know,
Yeah.
especially if it has phase, so that magic can't touch it either. I mean, it's definitely going to be some pretty sick plays with that, I bet. But it'll be like one of those types of cards where like you have to really know how to use it to get the full oomph out of it.
Yo, real quick, just want to highlight this. Crypto Dog, he says Bulldog videos spelled it Roonies. And I appreciate the the dogs getting together to provide us that information.
Sure. And that is still based upon RUNE runes.
Yes.
That's just the plural.
Skargor will be the Mylor replacement when it phases out. Yeah, you know, the whole phasing out thing is really interesting. So if you're new to the game, it gives you more of a reason not to invest in Untamed right now, because you get in Chaos, get in Riftwatchers, because as soon as the next series comes out, all of a sudden Untames are out of Modern. Something to keep in mind, right?
I mean, if you're looking to like get the most bang for your buck, you know, obviously we've always said like the newer editions is going to be the best opportunity because other cards become more scarce. But you know, if you find yourself renting certain cards and paying a lot for those rentals, you know, maybe you find value in picking up a few of those other cards. And if you're looking to eventually get into the wild or play some of the wild tournaments and you want some key cards, even if you don't want a ton of them, you know, a few key cards can go a long way in a wild tournament. You know,
and we've seen in this deck too, there's a couple cards that are really strong, you know, that might, you know, with a couple key cards from the Modern, those two combined might allow you to compete in Modern and in Wilds. So it's definitely going to shake things up. So of these summoners that are on the screen, everybody put which in the chat. Which one do y'all feel are you most excited about? Crypto Dog says Dallin and the black summoner, the death summoner there with Cripple. You know, death is a very interesting set for me, and I really like it. But I think that's going to be a pretty exciting card to test too. But what's your favorite, Gank?
I think off the cusp here, somewhere between Thisba and Skargor.
Nice. All right. I'm going to have to go with Dallin and Thisba. But I like Fernheart. I like the art. What do you think about Aquatis? It's interesting. I'm not sure. I don't know how to play defensive summoners.
You know,
well.
I haven't been playing blue and white deck much at all. I actually put them up for rent for my playing deck, and I've just been playing with the black, red, and green and dragon.
So we got Alex saying Dallin. We got Colin saying Skargor. Shout out to the gang, guys. We appreciate y'all. Ithian, ignore
gang.
Bagman has strong opinions there. Lithian and Fernheart would be my picks for Necro. I don't know. Sell. He wants to sell the dragon. I need a new dragon summoner. I really need something. So hard to pick, but Odosser says Fernheart. That's exciting. I do think, it's gonna be. They're all pretty interesting, to be honest. Nigel says, if Death Life Leech works as rumors plus 2 health, I like Dallin. Others 2 RNG for my liking. Fair enough. OC, what's up, my man? Liking Aquatis and Thisba. Thisba will boost water too. Yeah, it is interesting that when you think of the Dragon Summoner, you can also think about how phase will affect other all the other splinters. I mean, it's pretty powerful in that regard. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you want more Splinterlands content, just keep watching these videos. We got a lot of it. We drop a video a day. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.